Welcome, one and all. This is the Peace Dealer. Thank you for tuning in to another weekly broadcast. And yeah, let's start this off right, though, because that interference that we had, that Mercury video, should have never happened. And, I didn't take the proper precautions. One thing that this work has taught me, thank you, Queen. Thank you very much, Queen. One thing this work has taught me very well is that, there's a sacred, sanctimonious, and special quality to how a lot of this works. It's not enough to just spread the message. We should bring in the energy. So I would like you to set an intention right now. The moon has just entered Scorpio, and I've appropriately titled this The Dramatic Showdown. This is a catalyst for transformation this week. But one thing you want to set the intention for as we bring in this energy, and I'm going to come into the practice of starting off these broadcasts with you with like mini rituals. What this serves a purpose as to do are for any of these dark forces who troll in the live chat or who watch with bad intention, this automatically shakes them away. Because if they're gonna stay, then they're having to either like raise their vibration with us or sit there staying negative the whole time. Either way, that'll be enough time for certain angelic influences and spirit guides to permeate the grid and vanquish these fools. I really mean that. But regardless, before we get into the weekly astrology, to take certain diaphragmatic breaths. Some of you might be coming into this broadcast rather stressed. Some of you have had a long day. Not everyone lives a peaceful life. Some of you, if not most of you, are going through very chaotic situations that you don't really know who to trust. Please don't, I'm sorry for making it sound like I'm saying something that other people may not have known. This is really general. So the whole notion that you may feel lost, you may feel depressed, the whole notion that you may feel chaotic right now is normal. I would say there's more people that is going through this and feeling this. But just to gain your rapport, it's important right now for us to enter this week and really this moment with focused intention. When we think about Leo, Leo is the courage to hone your intent through your heart. So when we are in Taurus season in May, we were uncovering what it is we want to manifest, what it is that we want to generally express for value. Now that we're in Leo season, there's a courage that needs to come with the boldness and pride to which you express this in your life. And that doesn't always entail, going out there and telling people, this is who I am. Sometimes that's sitting strongly in moments of challenge when these inner demons want to pick at you. I have good news and I have bad news. But before I say the good news and the bad news, intent as you maintain this diaphragmatic breathing. So take deep breaths down to your chest. And as you take that breath, you feel your breath of life, as you activate your breath of life, you feel that breath go down into your soul, past your root chakra and into your soul. If you can't conceptualize that, which is totally fine, just kind of feel it going down past your root or past your groin area. Almost as if you're breathing the energy down. And then also when you exhale, you're pushing it down as well. You'll feel your body start to tingle. This is your energy body starting to activate because you're activating your energy with the breath of life. Yes, just like Mocha said, infinite waters. Breathe in that good ass prana, baby. One of the best to do it out here, man. Even he knows. So, of course, you know, when your body feels tingly, you're ready. You want to practice staying in a state like this. Whenever you feel off balance, just get back in the state. You want to reach a period where you can maintain this all day. And it's totally fine if you get shaken off. It's totally fine during the course of the day. Even I still haven't mastered that. Can't master that. But breath is everything. So now that our bodies are tingly, no, I'm just joking. But now that we've gathered our energies and our bodies are tingly, focus on your intent. We'll do it subtly. You don't have to do anything huge. So feel your heart. Some of your hearts may be wounded. So when you feel it, you initially feel like pain. Some of your hearts are vibrant and open. So when you feel it, you feel a warmness, okay? If you feel a warmness, then you have love in your heart to give. Your heart is pure. Yeah, you might have been hurt, okay? But your love is pure. You have love in your heart to give. And it's warm. It's like a furnace. This should evoke you with courage, all right? You have the courage to give that love. Your problem is sometimes you give that love and you don't give it enough to yourself. Sometimes you don't balance it. And you feel like if you give that warmth, you'll get it back when you have to provide the heat. Or some of you, you have pain in your heart. And it's not like you're trying to be negative. You have pain in your heart. Like you instantly feel that wince. You've been hurt. Your belief in love has been shattered, okay? And your problem is that you feel like you have to change. You feel like you have to do something in order to make the hurt stop. And the worst thing is that you're trying to, the worst thing you're doing is that you're actually trying to make yourself feel like you're not good enough until you heal the pain. That's a paraphrase of what I'm trying to say. But the thing, there we go. The worst thing about it is you're not allowing yourself to be hurt. You're not allowing yourself to be hurt. Some people may lose themselves over a lot of time, but if you're suppressing that pain, that's the worst thing you can do, and it's very counterintuitive, all right? I really do want to polarize this, though, because some people instinctually, my heart went warm when I said that, all right? Some people, their hearts are warm. Some people, their hearts are cold, and you're very well-meaning people. It doesn't mean that, see, some of you are battling cruelty because when your hearts are cold, this is what allows the negative emotions to happen. The thing that you really need to understand is you need to be loved, okay? If you feel that furnace in your heart, then you need to love. Don't wait for love to come to you, all right? You need to love yourself and love others. If you felt that coldness because you've been hurt, you need to be loved. You need to allow yourself to be loved. Some of you are trying to love and do things to overcompensate for the fact that you've been hurt. Blocking you because you do it, and then you feel like some of you get taken advantage of in the same way those that have love too. And it's not to say that you don't have love. Ooh, Olivia, very good idea. It's not that you don't have love, right? It's just more that up to the vulnerability of you needing to be healed, you open up to real love actually healing this. And I really have to address this because the moon is in Scorpio. The moon transiting in Scorpio right now is going to highlight all the deeper insecurities inside your heart, regardless if your heart was blazing like a furnace or if it was cold. So I want to say this one more time, you know, if you really feel pain in your heart, you have to acknowledge that pain, to feel that pain, because you were hurt. And the vulnerability that you gain in really acknowledging the ways you were hurt, it's not weakness. You may feel like it's weakness because of the way you may be conditioned to feel like you just need to get up and move forward. But it's not weakness. It's only weakness if you let it keep you down. If you let it keep you down and you don't move forward, it becomes a weakness. If you identify with it and you let it hold it back, it's a weakness. But if you acknowledge it, you need to actually feel it, all right? You don't have to feel it all the time, but when it comes up, which it will, you cannot quick fix solution this. Because I will be honest, there is a quick fix solution to the issues that you want. But trust me when I say, I'm going to do it the long journey, where you actually address this. And here is to feel like you really need to know how to heal it. When Chiron in Pisces is doing a full galactic heal sweep. Chiron in Pisces is like, you know what, I'm just going to do one mass healing cast just to heal everyone so I can go back into Aries and slay people that were supposed to heal. But regardless, of course, typical Gemini, I'm very leniently talking about deep, hardcore issues. The only thing I really wanted to express with that, don't suppress, especially moving forward, because the moon, the peace mobile in sea, is going to enter, and once it starts to sextile, or not sextile, once it starts to conjunct Pluto, and the planet of death is G-checking your emotions, because quarterly, you think about quarterly tax, Pluto has been G-checking your feelings like every 2 weeks. No, every week, once a week. The G-checking never stops. So once you kind of get there, if you have unresolved feelings or doubt, it's going to like hold you, regardless if it holds you back or not, it's going to really like highlight areas of your life where you refuse to make improvements and evolve. I forgot, it can happen anytime. Ooh, yep. So, okay. The first thing I'd like to say about this transit is, like I said again, you know, the Leo season is inspiring everyone to have courage in the way that we all express our love, but also understand who we are. I like to think of Leo in its positive light as the person in school, the person in high school who stands up to that bully. You know, the bully is probably like Aries or Aquarius. But Leo stands up to that bully. And Leo has that courage in their heart to where they just have so much pride in who they are. They know when they express themselves, they may get made fun of, but they still have the courage to do so. And they know they might get their ass kicked by the bully who's trying to, you know, jump them with their friends, but they're not going to let themselves get picked on. And that's not to say Leo is the only one that does this, but that's just the energy that's awakening in all of us, the courage to be who you are. Because before we're in Sagittarius season and you're in a position to go on an adventure and really come into the meaning of who you are, you have to have courage to express this creatively. Leo sextiles Libra, because Libra is the finesse and the charm Venus to take who you are and really express this. If I actually had like Libra energy in my chart, if I had Libra energy or Virgo energy in my chart, like I would have a trademark style. If I had Libra, there would be ways that I would know how and when to express my heart. Jupiter's in Libra, I'd be more on point, you know what I'm saying, with what I'm saying, but I don't have those planets, okay? I have Aries, I have Taurus, I have Gemini. So what I love to do is give you it raw. That's why, if you notice, I do not plan these shows. Like, I just go completely off cuff. I wing all of this. And now that Jupiter is transiting my 6th house in Libra, you're going to see a greater balance. I will be planning stuff out, because when I do plan what I do, when I do actually sit down and prepare, it's even greater than when I wing it, just like when anyone would do this, right? But it's just something to keep in mind, because Libra is activating your heart, and this requires courage, because the craziest planet in the solar system is in Aries, your identity. And the other craziest planet is in Capricorn, G-checking everything, the planet of death. And they're G-checking each other. So your relationship with authority, your relationship with how you allow others to give you orders is what's defining who you are. Pluto in Capricorn alone is the reason why there is such a decline people have for government, or also in a high rise of crime. And it's either people have an extreme loyalty or fealty to the government, or it's like an extreme screw you, like totally sovereign because of Uranus and Aries. And there's courage. There is courage that's required to come out and really speak who you are. So here's an example of how this plays out for me. As a dramatic showdown. And this is exactly how this is playing out for you too. So this is an example that you can apply directly to your life. Once again, it takes courage to kind of come out with who you are, right? So remember when I was all like, if someone asks me who I am, I have to tell them I'm a lightning sage. Like, that's who I am. I'm not, if I'm around people who I don't know what they're like, I can't try and impress them and be fake. Which I don't know why you can't be fake and just try and say something that will make yourself look good, like some people do. You know what I'm saying? Sugarcoat the words that they do so it'll be more palatable for the person hearing it. I was saying, you know, I'm gonna say who I truly am. I'm now a lightning sage, spiritual counselor, and I was put to the test today. What do you know? Somebody had asked me on a Lyft ride home, what do I do? Which is, I mean, a very common question that you're going to come across should you socialize and network with people. And I told him I was a spiritual counselor, and I told him what I do. And this requires courage on anyone's part. Most people, it isn't courage to them. It's just like, this is just what I do. Like an Aries or a Sagittarius will be like, that's not courageous. That's just me. That's just what I do. So like you bringing out certain facets controversial about what you do, where you're not really sure how someone could react. This is what Leo is now having you establish. And let me kind of tie this into you, because this is how real this is, y'all. We're driving home and he starts to say, wow, that's interesting. He starts to open up about how he asked me what my favorite food was. And I said that it was, I said that I have many different foods. You know how like when you're an astrology nerd and you want to say my Venus is in Taurus, but you don't want to break down what that means. So you just have to like, you know, speak, and you know, you can't be confusing. But yeah, regardless, after talking about food, he talked about like having some issues and complications and not really, you know, having to deal with not eating as healthy and gaining some weight. But basically what I'm trying to say is he opened up about how he met a holistic health doctor who with tinctures and waters really helped, you know, heal his energy or him totally. I'm completely sorry. I lost it for the last minute. But after opening up about that and really sharing about how the, you know, holistic health field is pretty legit and how, like, you know, there's, and that was kind of personal to me because I kind of know other personal people in the field who still a little bit not as open, but regardless, I was able to make a good connect, and it turned out, yeah, holistic doctors have been murdered. Very sad. Very true. Very true. But regardless, let's hop into the Peacemobile. I went off on a wild tangent, but the courage, the courage that is necessary for you to express who you are is what you're going to express forward so that you can make the proper connections. But the moon's in Scorpio right now. So how scary is it when you let someone into the part of you that you keep under closed doors, especially Scorpio? Scorpio in the 8th house is the energy you have once you take your clothes off. Like once you're naked and you have like food in your hand and you're just like chilling, you've activated the 8th house, even if you don't have like food in your hand. But once you're naked, Scorpio energy is active. That's a huge exaggeration, but that's just the feel, you know, being so intimate with somebody that you could get close past their defenses. This is what's getting stimulated to where, you know, the square with Scorpio and Leo is going to uncover intense energy that needs to be transformed. So we are starting off this week, and that's misleading. It's Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is the most intense transformation where everything is coming together. All right, keep this in mind. There are deep energetic shifts that are occurring right now as we speak that will open up a whole lot of how you feel your energy, gather into this courage, but it's going to require you going to the depths of your darkness, you going to the depths of the evil that you have to resolve, or if you're pure inside, you going to the depths of resolving, you know, resonance with your soul. Okay, some of you are already there, so it's not like you have to do this. Some of you, you know what I'm saying, but keep this. I'm not there. I still have to do this myself. Now, this is what I said before when the moon was in Aries, I believe. But what this entails, the good news is that you're going to activate with the power of the North Node and Mars, because what's activating right now is your Mars, your sexual power, and your actual awareness of your will. The sun traveling with the planet empowers it and activates it. So for the first 6 degrees, a great power has been building up in your heart. But it's important to also keep in mind that Mars was in Cancer. So this power was building up deeply emotionally first before it really started to build up in other ways. So now that it's in Leo and it's making a square to Scorpio, this is like an atomic bomb being dropped. And Venus is making a perfect sextile to Uranus and a square to Chiron, which is basically taking your heart and going Super Saiyan with it. All right, Eddie Dude said, I feel like I turned Super Saiyan. A lot of you are going to reach collective evolutions and shifts. When you feel it, it's because as other people are going through it, it's raising the vibe so that you can go through it and then the next person can go through it too. And this is going to be good because you're going to really harness a lot more power. This is going to be one of those shifts where you really mark notice difference in how you express your energy, and how the prior 2 months before, you're going to understand why you had to go through what you went through. However now, here's the bad news, okay? When you, yes, Apollodyte, Hatsu time, perfectly said, Hatsu time. That makes so much sense. Like, perfect. I have to break this down with the Nen. This is a great Nen analogy. A lot of you may not know what this analogy is, but just imagine there being 4 principles, okay? 4 principles of energy. And in Taurus season, okay, we were building the first principle. We were gathering energy with our will after we defined who we were. In Gemini season, we were now tempering that will and defining what our intent was and what we were set to do. Cancer season is when we tempered that will with our emotions so that we can build this. This is huge because now Hatsu, this is where we act off of it. That's why this is going to be an explosion with this energy. Trust me, it's all like coming together, if you catch my drift. And news is that when this opens up, the dark energy that was suppressed within you is now also going to open up, because, you know, not only the good is going to come out, the dark, unresolved emotions that were suppressed, that have combined and now took in a liking to their own, going to be set to actually take corporeal form or connect with other dark things. But what it's going to do for you is highlight the dramatic showdown that is also happening internally. In other words, let's just assume, here's a great way to put it, if you need a visualization. All the unresolved darkness in your soul up until now is going to combine. They're going to do the fusion ha, and they're going to become a vastolor. They're going to become like its own entity that has taken a part in your consciousness, that instead of being different focused like anxieties, like that make up your insecurities, they become one unified, focused conscious that doesn't really serve to like kill you or anything because you are conscious, but it wants to take control over your power to where you rely on it. This is a force that in some of you exists. Some of you have like Scorpio moons, so you have pure souls, and this is a different application, right? But yeah, and then some of you have demons, some of you have attachments that also influence this. So regardless, all that dark energy, because the purity of your soul and spirit are now going to awaken and activate, the seals that have held it down, now they're going to be out. So you're going to gain power, but they're going to also gain power too. When I say they, I mean the dark shadow facet of you. Peep this. This is happening now because the moon is in Scorpio. In fact, since the moon's in Scorpio, For Scorpio moons, there would be no application because you're kind of already there. It's actually, that's a good question. It's a good question. It's not really, it's hard to say because of the Scorpio embargo, which sounds like a cop out, but I can't really say. I can't really say. It's really like, first of all, it's X-rated. Second of all, it's like Scorpio embargo. But oh shit. Oh yes. So what's really important about this energy is like you're going to experience your shadow. It's going to gain power. You're going to gain power over what you have to do, but it's also going to gain power and it's going to fight for you. It's going to fight for you. Like for some of you have a relationship with this energy. So everything that I'm saying is more so general. Some of you are best friends with your dark side. So when this activation happens, that's going to happen collectively, you'll find that your dark side or shadow self actually respects you and is like, I'm not going to fight you. You have a very strong will. I'm going to give you my power. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Darth Vader. And then some people, they haven't accepted the dark within them. Some people, they grew up under institutionalized or conventional religion, and they weren't really allowed to get into the more pure or occult aspects of spirituality. So they've grown to feel like their dark side is bad and should be suppressed. Does this sound familiar to some of you? They've grown to not embrace their dark side and not acknowledge it. Over time, that person's dark side has resented them, because that's what other people don't understand. The whole conspiracy to pit yourself against your shadow side is to get you to fight each other, just like they get us to fight each other. Because if there's no unison within, it doesn't allow you to actually, like, you know, work with your energy. Really keep this in mind, because as you show down with your shadow side, you're going to see key facets of it that represent the greatest parts of who you are. This is why you can't just like get rid of your shadow, but you want to refine its intent. That's really the goal. Like some of you, honestly, some of you may give into your shadow side. Some of you may be like, screw this, I'm going to give into the madness. That might be your path. That's why I said this is general. I'm just telling you objectively, you're going to have a confrontation with your shadow, okay? And some of you, your shadows are complex. Your shadow has multiple personalities. So you really need to open up to the multidimensional nature of this and how there's different possibilities. But the most important thing you need to understand, all right, is that no matter how dark your shadow is, it represents a facet of you. This is why when you see people who express it, you express hatred towards them, because you see the parts that you know exist in you reflected within them, and so you hate it, okay? When you deal with Scorpio energy, it gets deep. You can't just sweep this under the curtain. And Leo is here. It's trining Pisces. So the Scorpio moon that's trining Pisces is set to take your soul awareness into different dimensions. Because I don't want to compromise and say Pisces is going to be just imagination. There are miraculous revelations that are going to occur that kind of demolecularize and de-strip the concepts that you thought you knew about reality. And as you're transforming how you see it, Mercury in Virgo is just like rewriting the matrix codes for you, like showing you this is how you see who the spirits are. Here's a very perfect example. You think that when you see wisps, you're seeing ghosts or corporeal entities. Well, the moon in Scorpio is now going to really deepen your awareness of the veil because of Neptune and Pisces. You're now going to see from the other side what it is, and now Mercury in Virgo is recalibrating it by saying you're not seeing spirits, you're seeing your own aura. you're actually seeing your own energy. Or it might say you are seeing spirits. This is the type of spirits you're seeing. Or it might say you probably hit too many herbs of the ganja. You need to chill. It's not spirits. You need to kind of like tune in. So keep that in mind too. Like anything's possible. Multi-potentiality. So regardless though, you are not fighting your dark side. When you have this showdown, you need to understand that even within the darkest parts of your psyche, you have to come to a stasis of it. This some of you may never really come into a true union with your dark side, but there will be a resolvement where it has to acknowledge and respect your boundaries. That you're not trying to take it over, you're not trying to kill it, you're not trying to suppress it. Those of you really trying to kill and suppress your dark side, pay attention to who's around you. Pay attention to who's around you. I don't care if it's your mom, I don't care if it's your spouse, I don't care if it's your kids, I don't care if it's your best friend. Pay attention to who's around you and who triggers this suppression of your dark side, especially when you express who you are. Those are forces that are being channeled by dark side people. Sorry, those are people being channeled by dark forces to have suppression over you. And we wake up, man, wake up. Some people, they don't have the peachy, rosy cream, like family life. Some people have reincarnated in this reality to be your mama or daddy and just suppress you their whole life. Get away with it too if it's out of love. Like they're like, I know this person can ascend to greatness, but the last time that this happened, you died young. So this time when you incarnate, I'm gonna make sure you never succeed in this field. And it's a subconscious fear of that. So don't think it's always for evil purposes. Some of you can misunderstand these intentions. Some of them, it is for evil purposes though. Like, I'm trying to be real. Some of them, like your parents or your children are like really Maleficent or really Vader. And you gotta really do spiritual warfare because they can be saved with love. And I don't even want to say that they have to be saved, but that's the whole point. No matter how much darkness someone channels, are you really about this spirituality or not? Is spirituality something that helps you escape, or is this something that you know changes lives? Do you know the love in your heart can change lives? Do you know that somebody who is possessed by their own wickedness, someone who is possessed by their own darkness, their own lack of love, their own jealousy, their own envy, they can be transformed with the power of love? Those energies can be rebuked and cast away. Psychologists do this every day. They hypnotize with hypnotherapy and start to deprogram stuff. It doesn't have to be all like, in the name of blah, blah, blah. Like, there's so many different ways. Cancer people do this all the time. You'll have like 2 conversations with a cancer and they like exorcised you 5 times while sipping tea. Like, he doesn't even know I got rid of his entities. They may not say it like that. The way they'll say it is, he feels so much better now that he's been with me. I'm telling you, it's out here. Like, don't think people haven't been using their powers for ages now. But yeah, remember, you want to apply that to your darkness. I would say that you want to forgive your dark side, but don't do your dark side like that. Don't do your dark side like that, because what you're going to understand is that your dark side, for some of you, has every right for the way it feels. Some of you have suppressed your dark side. Some of you have not let what people feel is taboo, but so intimately you get expressed. So for maybe 15, 20 plus years, you haven't expressed it. And every time you express it, it's not developed. So in your dark side shoes, because I have to play devil's advocate too, in your dark side shoes, it's, I haven't adequately been given enough balance and time to be known, to be understood. So there's resentment that you build against yourself that's coming from your dark side, because it's like, you're not paying attention to me, you're not nourishing me, your shadow. Some of you are working 12 plus hours, you know, for somebody who doesn't even care about your future, but just sees you as expendable change and a business expense. All right, then you give extra hours to your friends, some of which who keep you energized, hopefully, and others of which who may drain from you. And then you have to give energy to your family. And then if you're really about that, you may spend whatever little time on your dreams. Hopefully you give it more than that. And then it wants to come out and express itself, you probably just shift it back in. And that's denial. That's called denial, because you were lied to and you were told you need to be a good little boy and girl. Go in the corner. If you don't do what's right, you have to go in the corner. You were lied to. You're still being lied to. You really feel like you have to do that. You really feel like you cannot express how you truly feel without balancing it. But you actually really feel like you cannot express this portion of you, even though it exists within everyone. That's why some of the realist people, they're usually some of the most hated, because they have no problems expressing how much they think you're not shit. Dark side out. And if you notice, it's not like it's trying to monopolize everything. For those who have it balanced, when they have stuff that's good to say, they say the good. When they have stuff that's more, say it. And it has nothing to do about saying it too, because sometimes you can say it and you're not saying anything, but it's the expression. If you're going to give yourself the opportunity, because it's not going to be pleasant for some of you who have once again been conditioned. And let me tell you, this conditioning is real. We all know how powerful Pavlov and his experiments were. Does that ring a bell? That was a corny pun. But like, when you, as a child, when you express your dark side, you probably got beat, you probably told to go to the corner, over and over, reinforced over and over after years, socially, and then also personally. It's very rare that people do not suppress this, because your parents let their dark sides out when they were young, and then they got it beat down or they got it suppressed, and the chain continues. It's very rare that people know how to help with that balance, because if you just let the dark side out too much and you don't necessarily let the light side out, and you don't have any conscious, and then it's even worse. You know what I'm saying? And you get into trouble. There are people who definitely have that problem, and they don't necessarily allow themselves to do the hard work and balance these. And this is what's going to make this such a dramatic showdown, because Sarah B asked a very amazing question. How do we allow our children to own their shadow? As children, you have to let them acknowledge that it exists. And that's it. It's not until they're adults that they have to make the decision with what they're going to do with it. But great question, Sarah. As children, especially when they express it, it's not always going to be in ways that's even good. So you have to acknowledge it. You have to let them acknowledge it. You have to let them know it's a real force and not just some bad behavior that is not a part of their character, But even then, that's not even something that I can just answer that. That does require a deeper in-depth discussion. That question alone is like a whole broadcast. So it'll be interesting to talk about. But this is another facet of this dramatic showdown. Don't think that battling this dark side is going to take 2 days. Your dark side is that sinister present force that's just waiting for its moment when you're at your weakest to strike. It's not even going to want to get at you when you're so strong and full of light and purpose. It's going to wait once you start to doubt your light, once you start to not believe your light. It'll be like, oh, I don't even need spiritual interference. Let me take care of this. Why did you believe that in the first place? What's wrong with you? And then you almost stop believing that magic exists in the first place. So keep this in mind, because this is going to be dramatic. This is going to be huge. Venus is opposite Saturn, like I said, and Mercury in Virgo is exposing the true details that will allow you to come into the right frame of mind. I'm going to say this one more time, though. There is an expression of the action of your energy, and over the next 48 hours from now, you can expect a radicalization of how you express the truth of your heart. The perfect sextile that Venus is making to Uranus right now is having you come into a profound realization. There are new realizations being had about your connections with people. Some of you have realized who your twin flames are. Some of you have remembered who your twin flames are. Some of you, have opened up to greater soulmate connections. Some of you are meeting new people, and this realization is about to be supplemented with a deep emotional bond. Venus is going to enter Cancer this week, and that is the Two of Cups energy. So this is where the unions are really going to come together in an even deeper way and transform quite potently. And all of that is going to require you being 100% real with your dark side, because the twin flame connection is not a game. You are runners and chasers in this. And this twin flame soul or deep soulmate relationships are making sure you have to deal with that negative stuff that you try and run away from. So they're channeling your dark side. Some of your twin flames are legit like channeling your dark side for you, to show you and to do you wrong, just to show you need to deal with this so that doesn't happen. All right. And it's not that they're doing you wrong. Tiki Goddess, it really does feel like a game. It really does feel like a game. It's crazy. It's not that they're even Simply Reem, yes. She said, so you believe in twin flames now, Mike? And that's a genuine comment, because I've been in and out. I've honestly went from believing into it to I don't believe in twin flames to well, it could be right. It could have twin flames to I don't believe in twin flames. Honestly, I almost regret saying this. But twin flames are real. I have to be honest. I don't regret saying it, but twin flames are real. Twin flames are real. I'm gonna humble myself. I thought I knew more than I knew about twin flames, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I wanted to run away from the responsibility of having to connect. And the reason why it feels like a game is because it integrates you back into how this is bigger than you. And also, if you remember, the best way to understand the whole twin flame or soulmate energy is quite simple. Don't focus so much on the physical, focus more on the internal energies and how it balances with your outer world. So the point of what I'm saying before I hop into the Peace Mobile is quite simple. Instead of trying to suppress your dark side, because if you want to master relationships, if you want to master soulmates, if you want to master your career, if you want to get that dream job, if you want to be the person that you've always been, if you want to actually achieve anything that you want in life, you need to resolve the inner conflict in your soul, and you need to align your dark side with your spirit, your soul and your spirit, okay? So if you want that twin flame or soulmate, or if you want to resolve that generational curse that you've had, if you want to attract your soulmate, you really have to make sure you have balanced your yin and yang. This is the true, what you may call twin flame or soulmate, you're talking about your yin yang partner, okay? And this partner, you. and this is super cliche to say, but this energy is you. Like the opposite polarity to you is your own inner energy. Okay, so you kind of have to take this personally, in the sense where the more you're actually balancing the dark and the light within you, the more everything in your life is coming into wholeness. So I actually wanted to stimulate since last year all of these concepts. So I focused heavily on twin flames and soulmates in Pisces season. I focused heavily on radical visions and goals. I focused heavily on the spiritual warfare. I focused heavily on petty spiritual psychic dynamics that occur. Or I also focused heavily on, or rather brought focus or light to, changes and shifts that are occurring generationally. Now, all of this is to bring this all into union. And if there's one thing that you want to keep your focus on, is as you try and center and understand all the mysteries of life, how are you balancing your dark and your light? How are you balancing your dark and your light? Okay. How does your dark side react to the situation? And see, this is very misleading to say, because I'm saying dark side and I'm saying light side, but this is really a cohesive, whole. That's the whole goal. This showdown is going to give you the opportunity to now really balance this. And some of you, when you balance this, it's going to be pretty traumatic. All right. So one thing that people don't know about Leo or Leo risings is that they go through hell. Let me kind of really Marcel Trayvon said the twin flame dynamic shouldn't be taken literally. And that's very true. It's more symbolic than it's literal. I could be misleading with what I say, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of hell. Like if you have a 4th house Scorpio, no, that's dark. That's very dark. That's why they have to stand and have courage when they go out with their heart. But it's very easy for some to be insecure. And it's not that they're insecure, it's that they're secretly so sensitive to the energy that it's hard to really cope with. So there's a lot of dark expectations, not that they have, but there's a lot of darkness that they have to deal with deep at a soul level. And this comes with, they express forth so extremely. It's the same as Scorpio, by the way, but the love that they express so extremely, there's a dark side to this. So this 4th house Scorpio influence from Leo or Leo rising is like a darker form of this dark side, where they really kind of have to hold back, madness. This is something you don't know about Scorpio. Okay, you could say this about a lot of signs, but Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus have this really weird, crazy fetish where they have to breathe and hold themselves back from killing people, or feeling like strangling people. Now, normally I would make fun of this, but really serious here. There's a rage that can be drawn in, and it's a sinister evil. We need to acknowledge this dark side energy, okay? It's a little bit different per state. The evil side of the fixed sign is it's rage though, okay? The dark side for mutable signs like Gemini, Pisces, Virgo, and Sagittarius, it's not so much rage. We'll just go crazy. We will turn Joker on your ass. Pisces will just start laughing when you snap the Pisces and they start laughing, they're gonna kill you. It's weird. And they won't even kill you. Like, it's different. And then with cardinal signs, their dark side is just more like, it ranges from manipulation and control to just like death on the spot. But the fixed signs, listen though, the fixed signs, there is a rage, a building rage and obsession, okay? The other two signs, they don't have it as bad. The fixed, I'm telling you, like, this is a real influence. Like, the fixed signs are dealing with this right now. It's like, like, when I have to battle my dark side, it's more an argument. It's more like mental agility and just kind of having to deal with stuff. There are Leos and Scorpios out there that have to be like they have to calm down from feeling that intense pain, okay? Especially because how they process information. The reason why I'm saying that is this intense rage is volcanic, okay? It's volcanic. And this volcanic energy that you're gonna have in your showdown is the source of your power, especially Scorpio moon. Scorpio moon, you may already do this, but here's the best example. And even if you don't have a Scorpio moon, you want to do this. You have to understand Scorpio moon is pure, really. So it can get distorted by other people's intent. Scorpio moon gets very suppressed because sometimes when you get triggered Scorpio moon, you will just go to the depths of oblivion and like do you notice you start to build and just get like triggered and energy starts to release from you, right? If you suppress yourself at this point because it's like, no, I can't, or because you feel like it's not right, that's a trap. Traps from the dark force, or even light force, to stop you from gaining your power. There are two sources. And the reason why I'm talking about power is, and this influence is, the moon is in Scorpio. So the sun in Leo is making this a fourth house effect, okay? There are two forces that express and release powerful. The first is sex, and the second is anger. What do both of those have in common? This people who don't even believe in astrology, like sex and anger are two forces that bring out your energy. What do both of those have in common? That's both ruled by Mars. By Mars. So Mars is this power, the Dragon Ball Z power up, the energy you're feeling. That's the sun traveling with Mars, gaining our sexual power. This power at its root is also sexual, okay? And there's a unison from this. So Pluto is a deeper octave of this. Keep this in mind. This is the energy that you're working on releasing and expressing. And when you feel that anger, you have to allow it to express itself, okay? When you feel it, some of you, you may feel the suppression as a part of your psyche that may be the voice. It may not even be your voice. It may be like your mom's voice, or it may actually be like someone else's voice. What you have to do when you hear that next time is to shut the volume down or just release it, okay? But you have to let it go. Now, after you express that anger, after you express and feel that anger, okay, you don't hold on to it. You've expressed it. Yes, Marina, I will do a series on Mars. You will express it and then you let it go. And then maybe more anger will come out. It depends. Some people, they can be angry for days. And counterintuitively, you may feel like you don't want to seethe. With Aquarius, it's a little bit different. Aquarius, it's just more like I don't know. I can't get into dramatics right now, but they do grab their head though. It's comical. And Taurus, I mean, they'll just fume. Like, but yeah, yo. before I get into the cards and the Peacemobile, actually, we're going to go into the Peacemobile, but I still have the lunar eclipse tarot report. I was going to travel, but my flight got canceled. What do you know? I got caught in Phoenix. So I'm going to actually have time to finish any outstanding orders. But the Eclipse Tower report that I have is still available for 10 bucks. It's going to be a tarot card spread of 10 cards that will really help you know what this full moon and Aquarius eclipse will do with and for you. And I'll throw in an oracle card as well. Also keep in mind that what's very ironic is the sun is on my south node. I'm an 8-degree south node in Leo. So I'm going through a south node activation, and it's going to be very powerful for me because the north node is transiting where my south node is. And this is activating my destiny. On August 3rd of 2017, I invite you to join me in a lunar node webinar that will change your life. It's $11.44, and that numerology represents a gateway for you to walk through the activation of your destiny. For those of you who watch me live, we're going to join together in a sacred invocation to activate this energy of our destinies. And in this webinar, I'm going to go at full length over what the north and south node mean. We say, you know, karma has our back, the universe has our back, but you really need to understand that there are principles when it comes to destiny. And this is where the north and south node really govern this. What blows my mind is how they're not even real physical points. You know, like the sun, the moon, you can see these. The nodes are literally apogees of the moon that splits, that are calculated from the shadow of the moon. And for them to be so accurate is just a wonder of how astrology is so frighteningly like cool. And just knowing your north and south node, if all you know is your north and south node, you could understand not only your life purpose, but you can understand why you're going through what you're going through. So your sun is your, quick analogy, your sun is your awareness, okay? Your moon is how you feel about what you're aware of. Mars is the drive that's going to allow you to move forward towards your goals. Venus is what you love and your heart and how you're able to have all this pleasant, okay? But what is it that governs where you're going to be aware? What is it that governs why you moved to that town? What is it that governs why the project you were supposed to work on didn't really go through? That's destiny. These are forces beyond your control, but these are forces you can learn to be the master of when you know how to align. This is why I say if you have your sun on your north node, you are a child of destiny, or south node. You are a rare individual who has power over destiny, and you are significantly more powerful than people who don't have sun on north node. You don't believe me? Look at Barack Obama. Look at Donald Trump. What do they both have in common? Sun conjunct north node. I think with Uranus too, which is a different story. But regardless, when you join this webinar with me, we'll talk about what it means. We'll talk about in depth what is the purpose of really engaging in your destiny. Because we look at our north node to see what am I destined to do. But when you get this webinar with me on the 3rd, we're going to go into activating your destiny. And the activation of your destiny will be supplemented with knowing, okay, what is my destiny? What is my north node? You'll be able to understand what your north node in the zodiac sign means. You'll be able to know what it means as it makes certain aspects. You'll also be able to know what it means when certain transits are occurring. For example, every time, and I don't plan this out. I am not that astrologer who's like, all right, let me look at my firmest, let me see what the dates are going to be before I do something. I'm not that astrologer. Like, I will not do something because of the events. I do it, and then I look at the chart and be like, oh, that's what's happening. Like, I will not really, like, I might plan certain events out, maybe, but I want to keep this philosophy where I just kind of do what I do, and then I see what's happening. So every single time I perform, every single time I'm on stage and I'm rapping, always, without fail, the moon is transiting my north or south node. And that started freaking me out because some of these shows I wouldn't plan. Some of these shows or stuff would just kind of happen. And every time it's happening, it's on the south and north node. This is letting me know I'm not only doing something that I'm destined to do, but when you get discouraged or when you're there, it really kind of keys you in to how these are portals, and it reveals a lot. So when the moon transits your north or south node, really pay attention to what you're doing. It's legit. We're going to cover very deep intricacies like this in the webinar, okay? And because the sun is going to be on the north node, this is what we're going to use to activate your destiny. An activation of your destiny with the knowledge of it, you'll now start to walk this path. Some of you, you have Mars in Scorpio, but your north node is in Aquarius. So you desire to be secretive in your approach. You desire to take actions that kind of secure a more, underground occult following. And it doesn't have to be underground or occult, but something that's more preserved and pure. But your destiny is drawing you to places where you have to be open, where you can't really be as secretive, where you have to kind of give a lot more in intellectual pursuits. And this is how your actions can get in the way of your destiny. Or maybe your moon squares your north node and your mom gets in the way of your destiny. You know what I'm saying? My Mars sextiles my north node. So the actions I take kind of align with it. We'll talk about how they're positive aspects and how even what seems like a negative aspect can be worked. Because let's say you do have that Mars square. You can work with that Mars in Scorpio to bridge, okay, this deeper wisdom to the strategy you apply with your north node. So this is where something negative can work positively. After we supplement with the information, after we talk about really what's going to occur with the energy, the nodes on the AC, MC, IC, and how to deal with transits, we'll do a final ritual. So we'll do an invocation in the beginning and then a final ritual to feel into your north node, accept your destiny, and walk away. Because some of the and then we'll do a Q&A. Some of the most important things to know about destiny is that some of you are going to realize you have a destiny path that makes you cry. Some of you are going to realize you have that destiny path where you have to sacrifice everything. Like your chart sets you up for greatness, and it's like you could be the greatest this, you can have these talents, oh, but your north node is like in the 12th with Pluto, so you're meant to sacrifice all that, and you have the greatest opportunities that line up, and you have the ability to do it, but swoop, it goes away because your destiny is you have to give away all. That's how strong destiny is. Okay, the reason why it's so important is because you can have the greatest compatibility with someone where you meet them, they're your twin flame. Some of you are wondering, why can't I get with my soulmate? Why can't we get along so well? Or what the hell, I know we have this connection. And it's like, well, your destinies aren't even compatible. All right, some of you, your twin flames, your soulmates, people who you're supposed to be good friends with, your destinies are on the opposite side. So you're supposed to do this in life, their destiny literally clashes with you. In fact, they might do something that opposes your destiny. And it does, yeah, you guys feel great when you're around each other, but you clash. It's not going to work. There's destiny compatibility, and that's, before I get into the compatibility series, that's kind of what I always say. There's compatibility with soulmates or like lovers, and then a life partner is someone who is ordained by destiny to actually walk a compatible life path with you. The goal is to be with someone you're both compatible with, and you can walk the same life path. So keep that in mind. When the relationship pairs you with someone, the universe does not really care more about how attracted you are to them. They care about how much does this person's path. And through walking that path together, this is where real feelings develop. Not feelings about how hot you think their Instagram pictures are, but how their true personality comes out when they're working on something meaningful with you. So yeah, yo, really join me in this webinar. It's gonna be dope. I don't really push that much urgency in some, but this is one you don't want to miss because this will change your life. It's going to be 5 p.m. Mountain Time and 8 p.m. Eastern on the 3rd of August. It's going to be awesome. Twin flames lead you to your soulmate, ironically. So true, Pisces Priestess. So true. It's interesting. It's like you meet your soulmate first, and then you have to meet your twin flame before you're ready for your soulmate again. That tripped me out. I was like, what? So really tripped me out. I was like, that's how it works? Huh? Like literally, you meet your soulmate, and it's like, whoa, I've never felt this. And then it's like, oh, I don't think I'm ready. Then you meet your twin flame, and it's like, whoa, this is crazier than the soulmate. And then you realize, oh, we're twin flames, so we don't even need to be together in this lifetime. We exist together always. I can go back to my soulmate now to make that work because they make their twin flame. Yeah, yo, it's crazy. Like, that's why I don't even like going too in on all of that, but it is what it is. Let us go into the Peace Mobile, however. So as you can see, the moon is in Scorpio, and we have this sextile and square. As we make a perfect trine to Neptune over here, there are going to be such profound revelations about how to utilize the knowledge of your soul to transform your whole life, to transform your relationships with others. It coincides greatly with this rapid formulation of how to express your mind with the genius of your ass, I mean, of Uranus. The sun still dancing with Mars, your sexual power is activating and slowly coming into a greater karmic power. This is important because this is where all the magic comes together. This is initially where it all makes sense before it goes into Sagittarius and you see it all makes sense. So keep in mind, the 30th is going to be very important because this is going to very accurately detail, because now Virgo is here, the inner wisdom of what you need to trust. This is where you're going to get twin flame secrets. And you have to trust what you get. And it's going to just be so profound. This is happening now. Just allow it to build up slowly because Neptune is going to break you out of the matrix and into a more higher vibrational conscious way of looking at all this. And yes, it is as weird as it sounds. It is as weird as it sounds. It is as weird as it sounds. Venus is going to now enter Cancer, and we begin the heavenly sextile. As you start to really break in to a much more profound union of the depth of your heart, this is going to spark the transformation really happening with Pluto as we exact the sextile with Jupiter. Now forcing you to bring out this deeper psychic part of yourself in relationships with others. and having to deal with the clash, because you know some people will still hate. But the moon in Sagittarius aspecting Saturn is a final decision about how you show up for yourself. And to realize that you're forever growing, but what you express with what is revealed will be reflected in how much joy you feel. So if you're not really dancing, if you're not happy, then you're going to really have to deal with unresolved darkness once Venus opposes Pluto next week, more so. And as we end the week with the moon in Capricorn, this is what's going to give you a sneak peek into how powerful your inner darkness is, and whether you're going to be in a position to acknowledge how you can unify with it, or whether you can be in a position to actually let it run your life, or whether you're just going to deny it. All right? Some of your dark sides aren't even trying to kill you. Some of your dark sides are sad because all you do is just ignore it. Some of your dark sides are deceptive, though, so you might want to ignore it. But regardless, I'm going to pull from the Rider-Waite Tarot and this Oracle deck. Stay tuned. For those of you who have donated, thank you very much. I will be pulling from the Magical Messages deck for you after. Ultimate Leo, make sure you're in a position to allow yourself to shine. Allow yourself to feel, you know what I'm saying, conscious of what scares you. Because you're going to find that your heart is so much stronger than you ever imagined. For real. I think Leo is really tapping into this right now. And Leo moons and Leo risings as well. When I say your dark side, that is a symbol for anything that gets in your own way. Your dark side, when I say your dark side, I don't even mean a literal dark side. That is symbolism for anything that you allow to sabotage yourself, or to feel like you're not necessarily like embracing. So keep that in mind as well. The last thing I want to say, though, before I pull the cards, enjoy the greater evolution of your heart. This is going to be a fabulous place to start. So, Aries. Oops. Pisces Priestess said, for the dual signs, I think we are our dark sides. Secret that's more true than most people know. The whole feature of mutability is our ability to kind of just become it. Whereas for all the other signs, it's processed. It's a facet of a relationship they have. But with mutable signs, it's actually something that energy you could transform in and out of. It's badass. My bad. Aries. More specifically, Pisces and Gemini, though. Yeah. Sagittarius does a little bit different because they're light, and Virgo is more, you know, integrated, but the most dark are Gemini and specifically Pisces. Specifically Pisces. So Aries, we have clean it up. Aries moon, Aries rising, clean it up. Clean it up. We have the death card. It's over. All right. Clean it up. Anything that is not allowing you to be who you know you're meant to be, clean it up. Get it out of your space. Get it out of your life. Really deal with these issues once and for all. And that's your key to dealing with this showdown. This is interesting, Taurus. Taurus, an interstellar extra-dimensional galactic queen or princess who stop time and help awaken your deeper power. All right. This could be a girlfriend for some of you. Like if you're a Taurus woman, this could be a girlfriend, or if you're a Taurus man, this could be a significant woman in your life. But she's going to stop time and she's going to recalibrate your energies. This is like an intergalactic star princess or even a queen. But there's a reevaluation of time that is going to span out from past, future, and present that will be assessed and used to awaken your deeper potent energy. But I mean, that strength card is going to be lit. That's amazing. Okay. Gemini. Gemini. The eclipse webinar is on the 3rd of August. Gemini, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And we have breathe, okay? So as you activate the breath of life, you are activating the change that occurs. The Wheel of Fortune is one of the best tarot cards of the major because it taps into the luck and the change that is ruled by Jupiter, but mutable signs are able to tap into this to where when you want to change your situation, activate your breath, breathe, and feel the change, which is very cliche to say, but as your luck turns around, you're going to evolve through the breath that you not only take, but as mutable air, you basically are. Breathe in your own essence, my brothers and sisters. Cancer. Cancer, we have the Observer. The Observer charm. The Observer, which Cancer is such an observant ass. I mean, sorry. Cancer is such an observer sign. Cancer will just observe your whole life. Seriously. Like if Cancer could just go, I'm not even going to talk down on it because it's kind of cool. Like, the type of date I would take a Cancer on is to just go to a bar or to just go to like a very hustling and bustling environment and we just sit in a corner and we just observe. And we just be like, oh yeah, that person. Cause especially when it's with Gemini and Cancer, because like we'll just piece together everything. Cancer will just start bringing into focus stuff that Gemini didn't know how to process. It's just like, it's pretty fun. But Cancer will just observe your whole life though. And some of them don't hide. They'll just like, you know, and it's because they know how to observe. Like, look, they have the binoculars, so they even see into the details. Virgo 3rd house, they even see into the details. Like they know what they're looking at. Like, whoa. And look at the card combo we have here. Look at the card combo. This is you, the observer. This is people partying. So you know Cancer's about to be in the club. Cancer's about to be at the party. Just like, let me not talk to people. Let me just look at them. Because you're going to see how their energy interacts with other people. And you're going to see people aren't seeing. And you can just be the socially awkward one that says less than you need to say. Because you're just going to look at them instead. I'm just joking. It's not really that bad. But it's actually encouraging that. And it's saying that you're going to observe a greater understanding of how you can connect with friends almost. I'm really interested how they really like that. But Leo, not surprisingly, you and Gemini both got the Wheel of Fortune. So you and Gemini are linked this week for sure, because you have the Wheel of Fortune, and any other sign that gets this, they're linked. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that you're going to have a much more direct harness over destiny, all right? You're going to have a much more, you know, direct influence with destiny and change. But for Gemini, they have to breathe, okay? The focus on breathing and getting the body tingly, that's what's going to allow them to harness that power. For you, Leo, you're a step higher. You have to imagine, especially you Pisces moons and Pisces risings, the imagination will stimulate everything that is actually changing. And I got round and round, which is just so, you know, analogous to the Wheel of Fortune going round and round. Okay, so you could really utilize this in the abstract ways that I've presented in order to make the most. Okay, Alfie. Virgo, for you. Virgo, we have clean it up. And we also have the Emperor. So keep this in mind, because Aries got death, all right? Aries is cleaning up stuff in their life by just destroying it, ending it. Like, it's over, that's done. You're cleaning stuff up by bringing it into order, okay? A lot of y'all think Virgo is all super neurotic, but some Virgos and Virgo moons could be the most messy people ever. Like, Virgo knows how to be clean, all right? Not every Virgo loves to clean, though. Some Virgos, they can let it go. But when it comes to cleaning, they'll know how. And actually, yeah, the Virgo energy naturally just love to clean too. But the things in your life that you need, like, control and organization over, that's what you need to clean up. All the stuff that's getting in the way of your focus and determination, you know, you actually being under the influence of an Emperor like so is what's going to do this for you and with you. Not for you, for help. Ooh, Libra, you're in trouble. You're in trouble, Libra. Oh, damn, my bad. Oh, damn, sorry. That was supposed to be a joke. You're really in trouble. We have the Nine of Wands, okay? The Nine of Swords. And you're going through mental exhaustion because Pluto is squaring your sun and it's just flanking you and having you deal with deep-seated fears inside your soul and having to deal with the real feelings that other people have. Because what's happening for Libra is they look in someone's eyes and they instantly tap into the dark parts of what that person feels for them, or and vice versa. All right, Elenia said Usher. That's horrible. Yeah, this is definitely Usher right now. This is definitely Usher right now as we speak. But we have the co-create card, okay? The co-create card is talking about you having to create and manifest the worth of your connections with the universe through other people. But the reason why I said you're in trouble is because I saw this more as like a destiny call. Like, get back to work, Libra, which is really weird. This is the spirit of the energy that I'm getting. Now, what I felt about this, though, is that this is someone you're co-creating with as well to reflect this. This isn't more so you as much as someone who you have to co-create with. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Someone co-created something. That was nice. That was nice. But yeah. I'm sorry, that got me off Yeah, I feel like this is someone you might have to actually like co-create with, okay? Co-creation, keeping in facet what you do best, building with others. It looks negative, but it's actually very positive because the resolution of this dark before dawn period is going to be met with what you creatively evolve through the situation with. And as Miss Kiki pointed out, you will be co-creating with destiny. Scorpio, we have your card, the King of Cups. Scorpio, we have not only the King of Cups, thank you, Toria, we also have here and now. So this is you establishing your presence. This is you being in a position to actually like feel into your depths. I got the star card too, so soulmate encounter is inevitable and it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be amazing. But Scorpio, this is saying like when you gather your energy and your chakra and all the people come to try and knock you off balance, you have to, you know, continue to like fight to maintain, you don't have to fight, but you need to maintain that dominance and aura. And I hate to say it like that because I'm not in a position to say you need to. It's not like you didn't already know this, but I am in a position to update the current status of things, and you being in the here and now is what's going to have you establish this dominance. I'm talking about if you're in a house right now or in a place, know that your auric field is like surrounding more people than just you. And the way you stand firm and who you are is going to affect how they feel, not vice versa. Sagittarius, the card that I have for you. I got the King of Cups too. So there's the King of Cups, and I have soulmates. So Sagittarius, for some of you, this King of Cups is your soulmate. It'll be a Scorpio. For others of you, Sagittarius, this is saying that you are being involved in a soulmate relationship that is deep, very psychic. Very deep, very psychic. The bond is very intense. So have fun with that. Good luck too, because it's thankfully it's a very compassionate kind of energy. Oh my God. Capricorn. Ooh. Yes. Capricorn, I have the star. And I also have Yang. So this is a bang, and it's a profound crystallization of the powerful energy you've been building up. When I said the Hatsu analogy of moving forward, this is going to really catapult miracles that really not only restore your faith in the divine, but also serve to make your wildest dreams come true. Capricorn, congratulations, because an unfinished symphony is going to reunite you with someone very important, and all your wildest dreams are going to come true. All right? All your wildest dreams are going to come true. So keep this in mind. It is occurring. The power is in your hands, and you will be able to take this energy and physically manifest it, as true as that Yang picture is there. Aquarius! Along with Virgo and along with Aries, we have clean it up. Clean it up, clean it up. Along with Aries and Virgo, we have clean it up, clean it up. We also have the Two of Wands. The world in front of you is a pond. You know that you create all the rules. So don't be a slave and don't be a tool. Make sure everyone knows your knowledge. Make sure that you spit it right. Make sure that no one tramples on your integrity. Show them clearly that you are the light. And if you're in a position to squash competition, make sure they listen to everything and it's not repetition. Let them know also at the same time you're not kidding. It's never a game, because you're the programmer and all these other haters in your faces are just spammers, so they can act like you are an actor, but you're the cosmic wizard and they come after. My man, the Two of Wands is saying you want to clean up a lot of this nonsense by making your decisions and not being afraid to really express your vision, because that's what you're going to see. And the vision that you see and express will help you know what you need to clean up. All right. I have a Capricorn moon and Pisces. Oh, damn. Pisces. Ooh, Pisces is very similar to Capricorn. Whereas Capricorn is going to be inspired by the star and everything's just going to be vibrant. And this is going to be the conditions where they manifest the, you also have Yang. So you're going to express and actually like spark very passionate energy. But this is coming from the Five of Pentacles. So you may just be coming out. This is your big break. This is your big break. Pisces, if you've been like really like struggling, some of you are broke as hell in mind, body, and spirit, but just know that the little you've been working towards is finally going to break through. Okay, so this is very important for you. Very, very, very important. Okay, and I have for everyone. That's what it do. The card that I have for everyone is the Magician. It's the Magician. The Magician is saying you're tapping into your own unique power. The Magician is saying if you think of any like defining show or movie, there's a unique spark of magic. There's a unique spark of individual will that really differentiates you from someone else, all right? When Ichigo's hollow form was looking him in the eyes and he was saying, what's the difference between a horse and its master? They both have the same amount of skills, you know what I'm saying? Why is it that one has to ride on top of the other and be subservient? What's the difference between both of them? And as he hurled a Zanpakuto at Ichigo's face, he said it was instinct. And it's this instinct that allows you to make magic on the spot before you're too busy analyzing what to do, that will allow you to really not only spark forth and change your situation and create essence with your own spirit, with all those elements, but it's going to form the tribe. So what this means, is not only are you activating your energy, but you're forming with your tribe. When you release that energy and you become more of yourself, you're going to come with your destiny group. Some of you are going to realize that you've been stalked by Vizards for a long time. And you're going to find that, oh yeah, we knew you were awakening in 2013. We just didn't think you were ready for our organization yet. And it's your tribe. It's people who you can actually walk this path with. There are people who are more awakened than you on this path who've just been checking in on you. There's some friends that you met, you think that they're normal people, you don't even know. They're probably like secretly men in black. That's a good analogy. And they're like, okay, I think you're ready, but they've known you for years. Or maybe they just met you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to meet your tribe. Congratulations. Some of you are already in your tribe. For some of you, you're already in your tribe and you're just going to realize, oh, this is what it was, like a family secret. You realize your family were actually assassins. Like, one movie you want to watch is the first Spy Kids, where like these kids are growing up, they didn't even know that their mom and dad were like international spies who worked for an organization and were also freelance. All right. And that the reason why I would prefer the first one is because this is very similar to what's happening now. All right. The first Spy Kids, these were kids who thought they were normal. Like, their parents got kidnapped and now they're realizing, oh my God, dad and mom hid an underground spy laboratory. I've been living in this house for years. And there are people that are coming to kill them, and they now just have to accept this destiny. Some of your worlds are about to flip. I like to use extreme cases, but take that analogy and it could be something very similar or different. You may find that, your mom has a secret, marijuana habit or addiction that she's hidden from you for years. And then she finally opens up and it's like, oh, wow, we can relate on this. Or, you may find that your sister is secretly bisexual. You can find out that your friend, someone, and he doesn't know who to open up about this, like crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Other extreme examples, but this is, as far as the tribe is concerned, you're definitely going to be in a position to reap heavily from all this. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. I will now be pulling the magical messages cards for everybody. And feel free once again to purchase the webinar, and your vibe does attract your tribe. Queen Deji. We have new career. Your work focus is shifting in a positive new direct and successful direction. Sarah B. We have birthday. A significant birthday holds the answer to your question. Communication specialist. Get some exercise. As your body becomes stronger, you begin to feel stronger in all ways. Alexa Jimenez or Michael Blandon? Did I do Michael Blandon or did I just do communication specialist? Oh well. I'm gonna do Michael Blandon again. Michael Blandon, we have ask for what you want. Thank you, guys. Let the universe and other people know what you need. Alexa Jimenez. Nice. Alexa Jimenez. We have Spring. Oh my God, yo, when I pulled Spring B in the live chat commented meow. So Alexa Jimenez, this is a synchronicity for you. Your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. So this is talking about next spring. Thank you, Spring B. You're so magic. That was your magic. Thank you. Khalil Lewis. Khalil Lewis, we have everything's okay. Don't worry. It's all working out in a beautiful way. And that's important to know. Like, You can chill. Even though there's certain things that aren't clear and it's going to make you feel like, what should I do? Don't worry. It's actually all working out. Really good. Khalil Lewis. Khalil. We have daughter, okay? The answer to your question involves your daughter. D Girl 396. Moving is a step in the right direction for you. Nice. Simply Reen. Thank you. I will keep doing me to the fullest. God bless you. We have Autumn. In the fall season, everything comes together and you reap wonderful harvests of abundance. Khalil Lewis, you do not have a daughter. So Spring Bee says you might have a daughter in the spirit realm, but I don't want to compromise and say that this might be a project either. It could be talking about a future child that you have, but keep this in mind because it may not be that either, especially if you don't have a daughter. So keep that in mind. I'll be interested to see how that manifests. Simply Reading, we have Autumn. In the fall season, everything comes together and you reap wonderful abundance of harvest. Your inner fame. Okay, your future daughter. Interesting. Sandy Tana. Or Tina. Sandy. We have your desire is in reach. Have faith as everything is working out in your favor. Everything is working in your favor. Your desire is in reach. It's so close. It'll probably be here by the time of the second eclipse. So like at the end of the year. So it'll be cool. Bryony Allen. Bryony Allen. We have business venture. Trust and follow through on a new business idea or career opportunity. It's already true, Marie. Travel. An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. Nice. Scorpio Queen. Summer. Everything that you're asking for becomes yours in the summertime. Brianna Wazar. I also got the summer card for you, but I'm gonna reshuffle just in case. We have travel. An upcoming trip proves to be life-changing in positive ways. It's probably gonna be in the summer too. Oh, shoot. To be or not to be? That is the question. I'm so dumb. I am so dumb. Like, I literally used to think your name was like, or not. I was like, how do you say it? Like, Toby or no Toby. I was like, is he like a kind of, is he from like Guyana? Is he African? And then I was like, oh, to be or not to be. And yeah, I just felt dumb. We have emotional healing. As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. Word. All right. The manta ray. The manta ray, we have winter. The answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. It is that space. That space throws everything off. I was like, oh, okay. The answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. Nice. Miss Kiki, divine partner love, I got you. Miss Kiki, we also have winter. The answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. And winter solstice occurs in Libra season. So that's why I feel that could be where this divine partner love comes in. It's very profound. Sheena Lynn, the card that I have for you, quite appropriately, is be yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis of your personal power. Because you got a unicorn, and you're around people who are stunting, fake rented whips, or not acting who they are, and you got a real unicorn, and you being yourself is like paving and lighting the way. Saki, the card that we have for you is autumn. In the fall season, everything comes together and you reap wonderful harvests of abundance. Nice. Queen, oh, no, okay. Lisa Ben, we have let go. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. The healing rose. Everything's okay. Don't worry. It's all working out in a beautiful way. This one is for Lisa Ben. The other one was for Lisa Ben. But yeah, the healing rose, everything's okay. That was for the healing rose. Walking miracle. Walking miracle. This is very interesting because you and you had emailed me about really stepping into your path. Here's great confirmation for you. Spiritual teacher. Your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. Would you look at that? Michael Blandon. Did we do you already? Yeah, we did you already. Okay. Nancy Solorio. Thank you, Nancy. Always holding it down. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Nancy, we have practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. Undercover affiliate. We have emotional healing. As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. Toya S. Toya S. We have business venture. Trust and follow through on a new business idea or career opportunity. Belle Goldfields. Nice. Belle Goldfields, we have don't worry. It's all working out in a beautiful way. Everything's okay. This is one of the best cards. I love this one, to be honest. Anna Kirk. Anna Kirk, we have whom do you need to forgive? Old anger or resentment. You will find that your wishes will come true. Thank you, Walking Miracle. Much appreciated. Valerie Bradshaw. We have let go. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. For those of you who did not or could not donate to the super chat. I'm going to pull a card for all of you. So one moment. We also have let go. The need to control your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. Perfect. Thank you all once again for joining me. Stay tuned. It's going to be a glorious week, and I'll rock with you next week. Definitely before the next week's over, but by then you will have activated and stepped into this greater energy. I hope you vanquish and balance and reach stasis with your dark side, and peace.